All right, as Steve mentioned, Dana Telsey's here. It is Black Friday.
On a much cheerier note.
Shoppers are hunting for the best deals. Joining us right now is Dana Telsey, Telsey Advisory Group CEO and Chief Research Manager. And Dana, I would guess it's a little tougher to know exactly what's happening on Black Friday morning than it used to be. So many of the retailers actually close on Thursdays now instead of staying open that entire time. You're trying to figure out what's happening from the cyber perspective, which is tougher than going to the mall and maybe doing bag counts along the way. What do you think right now about where the American consumer stands?
I think overall what we've seen so far, given a bunch of third quarter earnings have been reported, more still to come, there's been resilience, and frankly, surprisingly, when you have companies like Gap talking about strength across all income cohorts, typically you hear about the pressure on the lower income consumer and the resilience of the higher end consumer. But one of the things companies, particularly just on the discretionary side, have done is newness and product innovation, collaborations, Taco Bell and Hollister, Love Shack Fancy and Victoria's Secret. We've had Martha Stewart and American Eagle Outfitters. So you've had newness in order to drive interest and demand. But definitely that lower income consumer, they are more pressured. There's a reason why. Where's the traffic been? Look what Walmart has said. Walmart's getting more higher income growth. And you're also seeing the off-pricers, whether it's TJX and Ross, talking about traffic strength. So I think there's cautious optimism for holiday. We've got a long way to go. And as you said, it's not like it used to be. 6 a.m., Macy's is open, Best Buy is open, but really it's 9 a.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. that is holiday hours on Black Friday today.
You know, that is a surprising thing, that it's not one class of the retailers that are doing well. This definitely feels like an operator's market where you have to have the right strategy, and you're going to see some real winners and losers.
Yes, it's not the same for everyone. At the same time, the marketing's different, social media marketing, TikTok, Instagram stories, you got to show up. Also, you're thinking about what consumers are doing with newness to their wardrobe. Definitely, it's not just leggings like in the past. It's denim jeans with embellishment and rhinestones. And look at the casual chef boots at Steve Madden that's showing up with brown suede, and we're lucky it got cooler outside.
So the ones who have particularly done well versus those who have not, maybe focus on who's losing in this market, what they're doing wrong.
Well, we've had companies where the transformations are just beginning. I mean, Bath & Body Works is typically a holiday winner. When they project a high single-digit decline for holiday 2025, that's not winning, and the new CEO is first beginning his strategy. You've thought that department stores, I mean, it was a huge surprise on Kohl's. What that could mean for Macy's when they report next week could certainly be a positive. The statistic that 40% of Macy's product for holiday is new, that newness matters, and that's different. That should be encouraging. But if you're not capturing that consumer with social media newness, you're not going to be in the mind of the consumer today.
I'm glad you're not using the word choiceful. That is a word that I can't stand the word. It seems to be what everyone's talking about, but it does refer to the price sensitivity. And so what are you seeing in terms of price promotion, and how much margin room do a lot of these retailers have, given what's happening with tariffs, given what's happening in the supply chain? Will there even be much room for price promotion?
So a couple things. I think companies, they're being very mindful of promotions. It seems like as the holiday season goes on, consumers are waiting for more promotions. Even Urban Outfitters talked about that the other day. But overall, and keep in mind, I like going to stores. I like seeing things. I was walking everywhere, taking my pictures, compared it to last year. The promotions this year so far are similar to last year. Do they have room to take price? They do. And we've been having this price tracker of 80 items since April, given tariffs and the whole tariff environment. Yes, you do see selective price increases. More are probably coming. But overall, whether it's 30 or 40% off, that's where you're seeing the promotional spigot. And it's not scary. It's something that retailers are managing. Inventory levels, for the most part, they're wearing down from the lower priced items before tariffs. That remains to be seen as we go through 2026. But even the higher end items, if it's something new that people don't have, they'll buy them. Essentials are where everyone is making sure they have enough opening price point goods. And I agree with you. I'm sick of the word choiceful.